Welcome, schoolgirls, to the Tolan Ticket, featuring the big fella and priest mode.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Tolan Ticket. The big fella's here alongside Priest Mode. Give him a holler. Today we got something special, live from Conrad's Pizza Bar.
It's a new joint.
It's a new place in Lee Summit, Missouri. It's going to be our DFS debut podcast. We're talking daily fantasy showdown, daily football, daily fantasy.
Week 1, insight. Not sure what to expect, but we hope we will make the decisions much easier. Continue.
Yeah, it's September 3rd now, so it's early in the week. We're going to do this again next week with more precision to it. We're going to have exact plays. Today we're going to go over a number of guys and just say Priest Mode just got a draft proposal. Arian Foster and Devontae Adams for Eddie Royal and Danny Woodhead. Yeah, you want that, right? That guy's an idiot. And now he'll be on the podcast. His name's Drew, everybody. Drew Olivero. Or Oliveria. I don't know how to pronounce it.
The assassin?
The assassin.
Drew, you're a fucking moron.
Yeah, let's just put it here. He offered me Woodhead for Ivory just 5 minutes ago, so stop offering me Danny Woodhead, damn it. No one likes him, especially not on the Tolan Ticket.
That value is atrocious.
If he has his best year possible, it would be like 50 catches, 500 rushing yards, like 100 receiving. I don't know, 500 receiving yards.
No,
I don't know. He's a small white guy.
Let's put him on blast real quick here.
Oh my God! Did you see that? Chiefs backup running back Ware had a good 15, 20-yard run, and then loses the ball into the hands of the defender. Watch this. You got to watch this, Josh. Anyway, though, we're gonna go into some fantasy football stuff here. We're going to go over values after Justin gets off his phone. But we want you guys to assemble a lineup that you're confident with for week 1. And we've got a lot of guys who are obvious selections. Devontae Adams for one of them. Yeah, he lost the ball. Anyway, Bryce, give me some names and we'll talk value.
All right,
who's a good value, who's not?
Let's start at quarterback first.
Quarterback.
I think...
And we're using DraftKings only?
Well, no, the values are off of DraftKings, but I think my good values this week is Sam Bradford and Ryan Fitzpatrick, and even Carson Palmer. What to expect from those guys, I wouldn't say a whole lot, but I think the upside is probably more on Bradford and Palmer opposed to Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
I think
Keenan Lewis is injured for the Saints, out 4 to 6 weeks. So Carson Palmer's going to go against the depleted Saints secondary with Michael Floyd coming back.
He's only 6,500 DraftKings value. That's a pretty good freaking deal.
And Bruce Arians' offense likes to air it out, so I think Carson Palmer's a safe week 1 start.
And we got Bradford at 6,900. Chip
Who are they playing?
Chip Kelly, Atlanta.
Okay.
Horrible defense based on last year, so we're not sure what to expect this year, but not a whole lot has changed. Still the same coordinator, I believe, and the defense, they haven't really added a whole lot.
That game could be a high-scoring affair.
I think it will be. Personally, I have one of my lineups. It's stacked with all Atlanta and all Philly guys.
Jesus.
Ryan Matthews, DeMarco Murray, Julio Jones. I got them all. Now,
maybe
whether
Leonard Hankert's in there.
Hankert's
White doesn't play.
Yeah, maybe,
he could be a sleeper.
It is what it is.
Okay, I like those so far.
And then Fitzpatrick, that's just value. If he gets you any points, he's $5,500.
Yeah, I think he's the cheapest starting quarterback.
10 to 15 points. Kirk Cousins, I'm sure, is cheap as shit now.
Yeah, if Fitzpatrick, if he can get you 2 touchdowns and 200 yards, that's great value at that price.
Yeah.
You have backups like RG3 and stuff with higher values than he has.
Yeah, I think Kirk Cousins might be a play too if you want just cheap quarterback, because I think he's going to be 5,000.
Who are they playing against? Redskins?
Redskins, I'm not real sure who they're playing against.
Packers, I think maybe. They're playing Bears.
No, that's the Bears. Give me just a second here.
Who are the Redskins playing?
We don't have the schedule
My bad, guys.
up.
We're going to have the schedule up in front of me.
Miami.
Oh, yeah. Best defense in football, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't like that. I wouldn't play Cousins, even though he is cheap. They will have to throw, but I don't like that. I don't feel safe there.
Jackson's not so good.
He's also AC joint injury.
So good.
He'll be Yeah,
True.
he'll be
All right, so according to our website, we updated this today. Let's just go with some safe bets that are going to cost, some considerable coin. I got Matt Ryan on our list.
These are guys you're willing to pay for.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, and Eli Manning. I think are poised to have great weeks. Obviously, the best value is probably Eli there. But with Rodgers, you know what you're getting. Matt Ryan's pretty cheap as well. But he's in the middle tier. But he has a great upside.
Rodgers kind of scares me if Cobb's not playing.
Is sitting. I get that.
Or if Cobb's not 100%. But it's at Chicago. He'll still probably have a great game, but if he gives you two touchdowns and 250 yards,
is that worth?
Fitzpatrick might have been able to get that.
Is that worth?
Bridgewater can get that for 2,000 less.
Yeah, is that worth spending 8,500?
Yeah, so we got to gauge the Rodgers thing. I'm not so high on that one yet, but we still have a couple weeks to go. Stuff could change. If Cobb's 100% starting and practicing the whole week, I'd say Rodgers is a good safe start. But I like Luck a lot. He's going against the Bills defense, who everyone says they've made great improvements. They are better, but the only thing with Luck, though, is that Hill had a concussion. He's under concussion protocol. Yeah. So you got to monitor that situation, too, because if Hill doesn't go, don't go with Luck.
And we're high on Andre Johnson, too?
I like Andre. I read a couple of reports 2 weeks ago that says... Me?
No.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't me. I read a couple of reports that said Andre Johnson won't be in for 100% of the snaps. He'll be switching out. They're only going to keep him to like a snap count. And I don't like that at all. That scares the hell out of me. And Indianapolis has so many options at receiver with Moncrief, Dorsett, Hilton, Fleener, Allen. I think Luck is the safest start there if you're going to start anybody. I think Luck's a great start, too, because it's going to be hard to run the football against the Bills.
I agree.
I don't think Gore can do it. I don't think Herron can do it. You're going to have to score touchdowns through the air. So with or without Hilton, I still think Luck is a great start, even when he's the second highest paid.
I'm going to disagree with you. Based on the value, I don't think he's a good start. I think that's going to be a very low-scoring game. Luck will get his two touchdowns.
A low-scoring game.
I think Luck will get his 2 touchdowns.
You really respect the Bills defense.
He might get a pick. I don't respect the fact that they don't need to stack 8 in the box with shitty Frank Gore.
That's true.
They can sit in the diamond nickel all day long.
Yeah.
They got good corners. They got a good defense. Rex Ryan knows how to play D. So, I don't know. I mean, for the value-wise, he'll get you 20 points. If
that's a
what
good
you
call.
Want.
If
you want 20 points guaranteed from a quarterback, take Andrew Luck.
I'd say in 50-50 leagues where you're being safer, Andrew Luck is the best, good value.
But if you're trying to win the big boys,
if you're in a big tournament and you're going for maximum scoring, a maximum upside, take a chance somewhere else. I think this is actually a weird pick. You probably won't like it because you didn't talk about him earlier, but I like Teddy Bridgewater this week. He's for like 7,200 or something like that. That's on FanDuel. I don't know what he is on DraftKings. But Ted Bridgewater playing Monday night at San Fran. I have no respect for San Fran's defense. I think the only thing that goes against Bridgewater in this matchup is if Adrian Peterson goes off and takes 2 touchdowns away, and then Bridgewater only has yards. But for Bridgewater's value, I like him this week. What do you think, Perez?
I think Bridgewater's value, based on my projections, he is a do not touch.
Really? Too expensive?
Value and point production based on last year.
Yeah, but that's going on last year's defenses, too, and the 49ers were actually
good,
decent.
I get that. So the thing is,
the one factor
I agree, but all their guys are back, though. Navarro Bowman's back. Patrick Willis is back.
Willis retired.
He's still back. Secretly.
Okay.
he's the
and then their leading tackler, that white guy, Borman or whatever, is gone, too. So
but you need to understand, though, I get they lost a lot of their guys, but Teddy Bridgewater is not a polished quarterback yet. Yeah, $6,600 isn't a whole lot. He's the same price. He's $100 more than Palmer.
That's true.
You want Bridgewater over Palmer?
I don't. Okay. The thing I like, though, I do like when I have quarterbacks play on Monday because then you're down by 30 points to place. And then you're going to be rooting so hard Monday night for him. But that could also disappoint you greatly.
Horrible.
Yeah, it doesn't make it really fun. So I'm going to do one lineup at least where I have Bridgewater and Charles Johnson as my little combo. Because then if they go off for 150 yards to him and 2 touchdowns, I'm going to be going ape shit because that's double the touchdowns. I respect that.
From Fort Bliss wanted me to tell you that he's wishing you a happy 37th birthday.
Oh, how does he know I'm here?
I don't know.
37. I'm like 28.
Okay, well, he just called me, or called the phone, and he was like, there's somebody here like having a birthday. And I was like, are you sure?
Having a
There's
birthday?
No parties going on. He's like, he's doing a podcast. And I was like, oh, I know you're talking
We are
about.
doing a podcast.
Okay.
Yeah. No, thank you. What's your
Welcome,
name?
Hannah.
Hannah.
What was his name?
200 people will hear you. That's about it. Not that popular.
Matt.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, people can hear me now?
We're recording right now.
Oh,
You're
that's
fine.
cool.
Yeah, you're
Awesome.
good. Say hello to a bunch of fantasy football nerds.
Hi, can you see football nerds?
But some of them are rugged and handsome too. So you never know what you're gonna get.
Well, happy birthday. It's your birthday.
It's not my birthday.
Oh, it's totally his birthday.
We're all 28, so he's just fucking around. Probably 29, but
That's really funny. Oh, did he probably hear you on the podcast?
yeah, we posted on Facebook a picture too where we were. So
Oh, I
that's why
gotcha.
probably knew where we were.
I gotcha.
But tell Matt I say what's up, and
Yeah.
is he's still overseas or some shit?
He said
Fort Bliss? Oh,
Yeah,
El
that's
Paso.
where he's at.
That's where I met him. He's a good boy.
Nice.
we-
Well, you guys have a fun night.
You too,
Thank
man.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, 1 second, guys. No, Drew is offering you those trades.
I know, but who called us?
Oh, yeah, no, it's Matt Panitz.
Oh, we don't know him.
He's in the Army. Yeah, you guys will meet him someday. Huge Chiefs fan.
He posted a picture on Facebook.
He looks like, yeah, he does. Panitz, this guy, I don't know, Panitz, I don't know how you pronounce it, but he looks like Peter from Family Guy. No offense, Matt. He's going to hate me for that, but he does. He's kind of a shorter, more athletic version, but his face looks just like him. Also, Brian McCann. That's what we got to look at. Matt looks just like Brian McCann because he doesn't have glasses.
Back on track there, sir.
I'm going to show you though.
Okay.
Everyone likes this conversation.
Off the cast. Okay, so let's move on. So other than our quarterbacks, anybody else
Oh,
you
we'll
want
put that up to
you
the
want to
federal
touch?
for the judge.
They should. Antonio Gates.
Anybody else you want to talk about potential?
Some guy. Okay, first I want to say Devontae Adams. We have him on the website, but he's a guy that's pretty much a
we're-
must start.
we're switching to-
Oh, no, we're not. We're still in quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I had Cutler at the beginning, but now with Jeffrey probably being out, and Royal's actually a little banged up, I think, even.
Yeah. Well, Royal, Jeffrey's questionable.
And Kevin White's out for the year, so it's like, don't start Cutler. He's like a not start now.
Yeah.
Go back to quarterbacks. Who else do I have? Bridgewater, Fitzpatrick. Oh, I like. This is a weird. He's Derek Carr against the Bengals. Like, seems scary, but I think they're going to move the football. I think Latavius Murray's going to get him in range, and he's going to have the opportunity to get 2 to 3 touchdown passes. So I think that's one of my favorite stacks this week is Carr and Amari Cooper.
Amari Cooper.
Yeah,
I mean, if you want to win the big boy, it's a big boy.
that's a big boy
That's
one.
a big boy
You
call.
don't go with Carr in the 50-50 side. He's risky. But I got a couple with Carr, a couple with Bridgewater. I think I still have one with Fitzpatrick. So I like to go cheap at quarterback this week because that seems where the value is mostly at. A receiver has a lot of value too. We'll talk about that though later. Let's go running back. Unless you have anything more to add on the quarterbacks. Priest.
So let's touch base real quick on our running back rankings. I know you're high on Jeremy Hill. I got him on our list as well
I like Hill this week one too against Oakland.
against Oakland.
I think they build a big lead through the run, and Oakland will have to pass.
Yeah. I love Sean McCoy. Only reason is, I mean, the Indies' defense is just okay. Whether he plays or not, that's up in the air right now.
That's the big thing. We're
this
2
is a
weeks
game day
early,
type
so-
situation. Jamal
Yeah.
Charles, a little hesitant against our opening Houston, but again, we're going to have to probably feed him the rock, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Eddie Lacy, I mean, going against the Bears, freaking Packers always kill the Bears. He's a very safe pick.
I like Lacey a lot this week.
He's very safe.
I think McCoy, you got to see how much he practices. If he doesn't practice at all that week,
Yeah.
you don't play him because it means he'll still go, but he won't be 100%.
Yeah.
I like Lacey. Keep going on Lacey though. He's a great play.
I think Eddie Lacy's a good play. I mean, obviously, if Cobb doesn't go,
Yep.
he could be some PPR monster week one. You never know.
Yeah,
Or
well-
he just feeds him the rock, whatever. Julius Randle.
Go back to Lacey for 1 second though. With Nelson out, and if Cobb, even if he plays and is hampered, Lacey's going to get a lot of touches.
I agree.
He's one of my favorite backs this week. Even though he's a high price point, I'm willing to pay it.
A lot of my
because
lineups have Hill and Lacy going.
He's guaranteed a lot of touches and yards. The touchdowns will put you over the top, but he'll have opportunities against a crappy Bears defense.
He's getting you 15 points regardless.
Boom.
DeMarco Murray, again, back to the high-scoring game against Atlanta and Philly. Expect great production out of him. Not on the list, but I think it's a great value is Ryan Matthews. I don't have him on the website yet, but I'm starting to really grow on him based on Week 1's matchup.
Yeah, I like both those. I'm really high on Murray, especially because they're probably going to start him no matter what. And they've kind of rested him the entire preseason. I think he's going to bust out. And even if he only plays a half, he'll probably still get 70, 80 and a touchdown. That's still fine.
Yeah.
But that's probably his minimum.
Yeah.
And then if Matthews comes in the second half and goes 50, 60, a touchdown, couple catches.
Get you 10 points for, 3,500, 3,600 points.
Yeah, Matthews is a good flex option in DraftKings.
Absolutely. If you got the money for it.
Yeah, if you got the money. Joseph Randall, I don't like Randall anymore because actually they're talking about your boy McFadden becoming the main man. So we'll take that one off, actually, because make sure Randall's starting, but I think it's going to be a workload split in week 1.
It probably will be.
Almost 50-50.
McFadden's back in action, baby.
Who are they playing week 1? Who's Dallas playing?
Dallas is playing New York, I believe.
Right, New York Giants. You're right. Yeah, that'll be a game where we'll see what happens. If the Giants get out on top, Eli Manning, in the passing game, they may abandon the run abruptly in Dallas, which will be weird. It'll be contradicting from what they did last year.
That's all that I got on the site. And other than that, I mean, a safe play got Marshawn Lynch, Eddie Lacy. Well, actually, not Marshawn Lynch. Scratch that.
See, I have Forte just because he might be the only healthy guy in Chicago.
Yeah.
And even if they shut him down, he still gets like 10 catches a game.
True. But his 7,800, that's the second highest.
He is expensive, but that's why he's so high. Is because you know he's going to get catches though, no matter what, and he might even get a lot of rushing yards on top of that.
Yeah. I mean, Eddie Lacy, he's worth the money. McCoy's worth the money. Hill's worth the money. Murray's worth the money.
See, Charles scares me, but you know how the Chiefs are. Like, if he's healthy and on the field, we'll force feed him.
We force feed him.
We didn't do it against Tennessee in week 1 last year, but we learned from that.
But now we got a new toy in town, so you got to think about that.
Yeah, touchdown distribution. I think as far as offensive production goes, the Texans have a pretty good defense.
Yeah, they do.
That'll probably be a low, ugly scoring game. And with Kelsey probably out, that raises the value of Macklin now. And Charles. That's a third of our offense out if Kelsey doesn't play. But he should play. It's only they say if Sunday was tomorrow, he'd play.
Yeah.
That was yesterday. Yeah, sprained ankle, light sprain.
Wear a brace.
He'll play. Yeah, tape it up. He'll be fine. But I kind of wish he was out as far as fantasy goes. Give Charles Macklin a boost. But for the Chiefs' sake.
And maybe get me on a week 1 loss.
Oh, jeez.
With all my great roster. All right, so let's shift to wide receivers.
He'll play. Kelsey will play.
Who do you like in wide receiver country this week?
I like to have the combination when I do my big boys.
Big boys combo.
So I have a lot of them where I go big on Beckham, and I go with Eli Manning, even though Beckham is the second highest priced receiver on FanDuel after Julio Jones. Beckham, though, every week he played, he dominated. So it's like,
are you not concerned that people have learned how to stop him?
See, that's half my concern, but then you also have to realize that if Cruz plays, which he's hurt right now, but if he plays and Randall plays, they really, at best, they can double team him, but if you're the best receiver in football, a double team's not going to stop him.
And then you're talking some Rashad Jennings touches.
Yeah.
I got Rashad Jennings going at 1.
Going into DraftKings?
1.
What's his price point?
He's actually pretty cheap.
See, the only thing, the matchup scares me there. The Cowboys have a decent run defense, but if they get a lead...
PPR is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, well, he catches the ball, but I think Breen's the guy who'd be catching most of the passes.
Yeah.
Jennings is more of a between the tackles kind of type of guy.
5,100.
That's a risk. You got to be confident in the Giants getting an early lead and then run the football.
Yeah.
But against the Cowboys, that's an NFC East showdown. I don't know if it'll be much running on either side.
They just like to torment each other.
I'd take him out of your lineup.
That's fine. It's in one lineup.
But I mean, you never know. But that game looks like a gun show. Romo versus Manning, it's a showdown.
That's 2 quarterbacks you never thought would be in a gun show. All right, so other than those...
Your receivers are 1 and 2 in the league like that.
Okay.
It's gun show time.
So as far as our wide receivers go, we have Julio Jones, no-brainer against Philly's defense based on last year's performance. Stacking him with Matt Ryan.
Go-to guy no matter what.
Stacking him with Matt Ryan, I think, would be a logical decision.
You could do that, but really, Atlanta's one of those teams that tight end, I don't see much. Receiver outside of Jones, I don't see much. So you could stack him, but he's one of the guys that maybe you just take Jones only. Because everything they do through the air, 80% will probably be through
Jones.
Yeah, so I'd be nervous to stack him with a guy like Ryan when there's a lot of guys like Palmer and guys we talked about below Palmer, 2,000 cheaper.
And then we got our hometown guy, Ryan. Jeremy Macklin, over here. I mean, obviously we saw what he did in preseason. He's new toy in town.
I'm still good. You can ask him. You're good.
PPR.
Waiter's coming over.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talk about Macklin. Everyone saw by the preseason. Most teams don't game plan the preseason too much offensively, but the Chiefs, I think, do. And we're going to force feed Macklin.
I think he's going to be...
I think he'll be injured by week 8 because we're going to use him too much.
He's going to be a force to be reckoned with. Assuming in the first half of the season, he could be a top 3 wide receiver.
Yeah, I think when he's healthy, Macklin will be one of the best PPR options in football.
Yeah. So then we got...
You guys don't think it's going to be a toss-up between the two? So it's going to
Who is
one
the
of them,
two?
Charles.
What do you mean the two?
No, I'm talking about for the Chiefs. Charles and Macklin.
Well, then we also got...
big weeks every now and then?
We also have Kelsey to mix in it too, but since he's out week 1...
I think they could alternate, but I think they're both capable of having 100-yard games and a touchdown every week. So,
Do you think they're going to play both of them, though? That's the thing.
What do you mean? Charles and Macklin? They're different positions.
Well, I know. I'm saying normally they're used to Charles being their main weapon.
Yeah.
Now they've got Macklin to come in and try and take up some of that slack.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
going to focus on one or the other, or are they going to...
It's beneficial.
Oh, you mean defenses? Defenses?
It's beneficial.
They'll key
Key on
initially
one.
on Charles because no one believes Alex Smith can beat you in football. So no one's worried about Alex Smith and Macklin right now. But by week 4 or 5, if they are dominating football, then...
Yeah, and then you got to think about Travis Kelsey as well. He's going to take some other... I mean,
this place is really quiet all of a sudden.
Jeremy Macklin is a rock in week 1, man. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
He's in
James
every one of
DeRozan,
my
the
lines.
guy's leaving.
Every single one.
Sweet.
Macklin's in all your lineup?
You got T.Y. Hilton on the website. It's questionable right now with the concussion issue, but assuming he's good to go.
You were the man, brother. Thank you.
Assuming he is good to go, I mean, I'm contemplating removing him. What do you think?
Yeah, Hilton's one of the guys, too, with a concussion. Make sure he practices all of next week if you're going to play him. This should come out Friday night, this podcast.
He's worth the money.
So,
he's worth the money this week if he's good to go.
I think at 100%, he's worth the money every week.
Yeah.
Like last year, toward the end of the year, I was doing Hilton, Beckham in my lineups every week. Then I'd build around them.
Yeah.
And I was winning money pretty much every week.
Yeah.
Not huge bunches, but I'd place.
Yeah. And we got Randall Cobb.
And so he's the only option.
Yeah.
But I talked about this with you guys off air. The AC joint sprain is what Deshaun Jackson has.
Mm-hmm.
He's been out about 3 to 4 weeks already because of it. Mm-hmm. So Cobb, you can still play with it. Jimmy Graham did it last year too, and I've done it myself personally. But your arm does not feel as strong. When you on the bench on the incline, you lose about 30% of your strength. So, I mean, when you're wide open, he could get big plays. But if he takes a wrong hit on the shoulder, he could leave the game also.
Yep.
So. It's fortunate he didn't break his collarbone.
Thank you, Stefania Bell.
Hey, Stefania.
All right, so I got Emmanuel Sanders.
But I wouldn't start
on here
Cobb
as
or
well.
Hilton at this point.
Yeah. I got both the Broncos wide receivers. I got Emmanuel Sanders and Demaryius.
Who are they playing then? Must be a good matchup.
I wouldn't say it's a good match. Baltimore, actually, yes. 32 ranked pass defense.
Yeah, it's tough.
So, I mean, the only thing against that is it's Peyton Manning.
Well, if you play both of them, you pretty much have to take Peyton.
Oh, I agree.
But yeah, if you take one of them, you don't have to do
But
that.
Emmanuel Sanders, think about it this, or not Emmanuel Sanders, Demaryius Thomas, think about it this way. He gets all the little short routes, gives them the opportunity to go.
Sanders does
plays.
too.
Yeah, they both
And
do.
Thomas is the end zone guy.
Yeah, so they're both, and they also can stretch the field. So I mean, they're not going to get. I mean, think about it. They can get those 2 or 3 yard out routes, and then
That's true. Sanders is basically like Wes Welker,
yeah.
and Thomas is always just Demaryius Thomas.
But I agree, stacking with Manning, which I'm not high on this week. But
if you like both those guys to go, I'm saying that could be a sweet line.
I'm not saying
That'd be
both.
kinda fun.
These rankings that are on our website are to build a roster around. If you could create a roster with all of our people that we've selected, you're doing pretty good. I've tried it; it's not possible.
Yeah.
So
that would be interesting because a lot of people won't do that. Getting all 3, like I said,
Yeah.
because Baltimore's a great defense still, not against the pass, but in general. So that would be actually interesting because no one will do that. So if you do that, you could maybe win it all if they have a great week.
good.
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning.
What's his value at?
One last. I checked that in a second. So let's talk. Talk Cooks and.
Who's next?
Must have been drunk when I was doing this. 6 and 8 are the same guy.
Cooks and who?
No, look, 6 and 8.
Oh. Oh, it's Demarius Thomas twice.
Yeah.
That's okay.
So anyway,
Cooks.
Let's talk Cooks real quick.
He's one of the most obvious guys in football because he's the go-to favorite guy of Drew Brees, and they're in an explosive offense. They'll probably run more, but still, when they pass, it's going to be him. Oh, good. Iglesias just died for the Tigers.
Let's focus on week 1, though. They're playing Arizona. Do you think Patrick Peterson is going to be lining up against him, or what's going on with that?
Actually, yeah. When you mention that, that's a tough matchup. See, Cooks is sneaky fast, though, and he'll get a lot of underneath routes that Peterson won't be able to stop him with.
But see, Peterson's fast as shit.
Oh, no, he is, but
they're both fast.
Yeah, see, I don't like Cooks. He will get a bunch of catches, but I don't trust him to find the end zone against Peterson in week 1.
But see, the thing is,
Too much respect for Patrick
I don't
Peterson.
know if Patrick Peterson, he thinks he's an elite quarterback or corner. We've seen it time and time again where he
he's
gets
been
burnt.
beat, but usually it's by an all-pro receiver, which Cooks could be. He's coming off the big knee injury. Like I'm not ready to crown him just yet. Even though he's looked great when he plays.
And Peyton Manning, we'll go back to that. He's 8,200 on DraftKings, so he's the 3rd highest quarterback, right below Andrew Luck. So
you really got to believe he's going to have 4 touchdowns.
If you want to stack, you can stack, but you're going to pay up for it. So
see, he's a guy. That's the thing. We'll just see what he does in a Kubiak offense, because Kubiak's offenses have never been super pass happy. They're mainly built around the run.
So tell me one wide receiver that you have to get this week based on value, expectations, and where he's at, based on injuries.
Yeah, we alluded to it earlier. Devontae Adams, Packers receiver, especially now with Cobb in this AC joint. Man, imagine if Cobb's out and Jordy Nelson's out.
Week 1.
I'm going to say 60% of lineups will have Devontae
I
Adams.
think you're at
not more.
I think you're at the point you have to take him because he's so cheap just to catch up to everybody else who is taking him. He's 4,400 points. These values came out and were set in stone before the injury to Nelson and before the injury to Cobb.
Yeah,
so
if he's the main target in Green Bay, look at Ty Montgomery and also look at Jeff Janis. If Cobb doesn't go as deep sleepers, because those are number 3 and 4. But yeah, Devontae Adams at his price point like 5,000,
4,400.
4,400.
You have to. Basically, I'm telling you have to take him.
Yeah, build around him. Build around him.
Lacey and Adams week 1 in almost every one of my lineups. Okay, because you don't know what's going on with Cobb. The Bears always get destroyed by the Packers somehow, some way. And even if you want to take Richard Rodgers at tight end while you're at it. But the thing is
watch out with Rodgers, but still, he is a good player. He's great in preseason.
Cheap.
Yeah, he's super cheap too.
And you could pay up for Rodgers.
I would say even
Aaron
if Cobb
Rodgers
plays, you still have to go with Devontae Adams because look what Nelson did alongside Cobb. Still a huge week.
You have
he's
to.
So cheap.
You have to go with Adams until the value comes up. And I wouldn't be surprised.
It won't week 1. They're not changing.
No, they can't. But I'm saying in week 2, I guarantee you Adams will be at least 7,500.
Yeah, well, it depends what he
Easy.
does. If he does nothing, he might put him to 5 only.
He'll still go up.
Oh, he's going to do
He's still
something.
going to go up.
Yeah, he will. You're right.
He'll be at minimum 7,000.
The potential's there any week for number 2 receiver in Green Bay.
Exactly.
But hey, as much as we talked about him, if you listen to our wide receiver podcast, I talked about him becoming the best receiver before Jordy got hurt, possibly in Green Bay. So listen to that wide receiver podcast. We sang his praises. And last year on Twitter, I also put on there he's the best rookie in the draft.
All right.
Better than Odell Beckham.
So let's talk tight ends for week 1. Travis Kelce we got on the list, questionable injury. Martellus Bennett talked about the injuries to
Bennett's one of my favorites.
All of the Bears guys.
Oh, and you know who's not on there? It's my very favorite? Greg Olsen. Oh, dude, they're going to force feed him like a mother. Who else does Cam Newton even trust?
You would have Bennett and flex Olsen, or vice versa. You'd have 2 tight ends.
I'm not starting. I'm not starting 2. I have Olsen going in pretty much all of them now. I had Bennett, but then when Benjamin went down and Funchess got hurt too, well, you got to go Olsen in all of them. You can't even question it.
Then would you increase the value on Jonathan Stewart?
Actually, no.
No?
Because with Benjamin out and Funchess banged up, if they go without those 2 guys, you can put 8 in the box. Because all you have to do is stop the running game and then a white tight end. So Olsen might still suck, but he might get 10 catches, 60 yards. You get a point per catch.
He's gonna get a lot
That's
of targets.
16 points.
He's gonna get a lot of
That's
targets.
minimum.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, change all yours to Olsen. Just trust me on that. If it backfires...
Tight end Olsen.
Blame
Okay,
me.
so we'll have one tight end this week. It'll be Olsen for Tolan.
Well, you can put all of them,
All right,
but
so,
still,
let's go over our value picks real quick. I got Eddie Royal at 3,900. He will be probably the only starting wide receiver for the Bears going into week 1.
And watch his health status, just in case, because I already got knocked up recently.
And then Kendall Wright, he's probably the only wide receiver threat there.
What's
in
his
Tennessee.
price?
5,100.
Well, I like that.
It's not a bad deal.
Yeah, he's the favorite target of Mariota so far.
Yeah, and then Richard Rodgers, we got him at 2,500. You have
Yeah,
over Olsen.
I think
Come on.
Raj is one of those guys though that if he drops the ball twice on easy catches, they're going to take him out for Corliss. Because last year I used Corliss a couple times. He dropped the ball a couple times. Rodgers came in.
Yeah.
So I don't trust that situation. But they say Corliss he left for some family emergency. So just watch him. If he's hurt now too, Rodgers is the guy.
And then we got Kenny Stills at 4,700.
See, that's
What to expect.
I'm not going to play him ever.
We're high on Tannehill this week.
Yeah, but I'm also high on Jarvis Landry
True.
and Jordan
This
Cameron.
is week 1. We're not talking about this season.
Oh, no, I know. But, I mean, I like all those guys. That's why I'd say if you're going to go Miami, go with Tannehill. And then Landry. Stills would be, maybe a flex. But you're only banking on that big touchdown bomb.
Okay. And
So
then we got
he's a high risk, high reward.
Chris Ivory, 4,100. Playing the Browns.
I love that pick.
I think Chris Ivory, I have
I'm
him
good for
going
him.
in a couple. He's great value.
Yeah, the third preseason game, they started running the ball more with, what's his face? Fat boy from the Rams last year. What's his name? Zach
what?
Stacy.
Zach Stacy.
Yeah, Stacy actually looked pretty good,
He
but
was
he's
on my
going against backups.
do not draft list last year.
Yeah, I still wouldn't touch him, but they might mix him in a little bit, which makes I think he's still good. Chris Ivory is still a great value.
4,100. I mean,
Yeah.
that's phenomenal.
And-
That's better than Rashad Jennings I mentioned earlier.
The Browns just released their stud D tackle too, from 2 years ago. I forgot his name.
the guy-
Phil Taylor.
I don't know.
And they cut him.
They cut him.
Oh, he's one of their.
So then we also have Doug
Projected
Martin at
stats.
4,500.
I have Martin in almost every lineup too.
I think that's a good value.
I think that's actually good. Martin, you can put him as your flex or your running back.
See, this is the thing. A lot of these value picks that we have, you could go with 2 or 3 of those and then just stack on the expensive guys. But,
That's true. Yeah, actually, that's it. If you go Lacey and Martin, I like Jeremy Hill too, though. But Lacey and Martin, and then have Devontae Adams.
You can have it as
I'd
flex.
build around that.
You can have flex. You can flex.
That's true. You can flex Hill if you want to, but I'd say start because Martin feels like a huge part of this offense.
He's because of how awful Winston is.
Winston just keeps getting hurt. He keeps leaving
He's
preseason
not
games.
good.
It scares me.
He's not good. He's the next RG3.
He looks like a leader out there, though. Actually, he changed plays in the huddle.
Alex Smith is a great leader, but he doesn't decimate the
We'll
fantasy
see. Though.
scene.
Winston's
So,
got a strong arm too. I'm still high on Winston.
You can be high on
Not
him.
in week 1.
Okay.
But I think if he stays healthy, he'll have a great career.
Alright, so we'll update our rankings on the website to reflect our new changes, but for the most part, take a look at our guys. If you can build a lineup around, like Tolan mentioned, Devontae Adams, you have got to have him in every single lineup because everybody else will. He's super cheap.
Beer in the
The
wrong pipe.
production is definitely there. We like Chris Ivory. We like Doug Martin. Like Eddie Lacy. Like Jeremy Hill. DeMarco Murray as well. And then wide receiver-wise, you got to go Jeremy Maclin and Julio Jones if you can get them in. The issue is you're running out of possible options.
I have a couple other receivers actually,
So,
really quick.
You're going to have to go ahead.
Oh, yeah, we talked about Landry. I have one more we didn't talk about.
Charles Johnson.
Johnson. Then Amari Cooper. We talked about him a little bit.
You like the Raiders.
Dude,
I'm going to buy you a Raiders jersey.
but he's for 7,000 on FanDuel. I don't know what he is on DraftKings, somewhere around there. But Amari Cooper's going to be the go-to guy. Just get ready every week for explosion.
6,700.
We'll see what Pac-Man Jones can do against him, or whoever the Bengals have, because they will not be able to stop him. I have Cooper going in almost every lineup.
You have Amari Cooper going in almost every lineup?
So Cooper, Jackson, you know what my team's looking like already, kind of.
I've kind of got a
Lacy,
feel for it.
you got a feel for it. The quarterback spot I'm still kind of sketch on, but I like Bridgewater Monday night because it's fun to root for a guy Monday night football.
Jackson. You said Jackson.
Jackson, Bridgewater.
There you go. You said Cooper Jackson.
I thought I said Bridgewater.
You said Jackson.
My bad. I might have said Jackson.
You said
Thinking
Jackson.
Tavares Jackson.
Nah.
But Bridgewater, I'm going to go in a couple just because that's fun. I'd rather go him than Kaepernick.
Well, you could also go Fitzpatrick. So,
For a Monday night game. There's 2 Monday night games.
That's the wrap on that. I mean, the thing is we got the website. We're going to post 5 quarterbacks, 5 tight ends, 10 running backs, 10 wide receivers. And there's some value, okay?
Yep.
Build your lineup around who we think, and you're probably going to win if you do a 50-50. Now, we're not expecting $1 million payouts on the big boys unless you get hella lucky, because it's impossible to win, let's be honest. So the 50-50s, you build your lineup around our 50-50s, you're probably going to win 90% of the time.
Yeah, and the very last guy I'll say, this one's obvious, and you might be like, that's not a good value. But you've got to think Adrian Peterson's first game back after a decimated 49ers defense. You got to think he's going to find the end zone, at least have a big game.
He's 7,700.
It's in the prime time.
That's not that cheap, but also not that expensive. I mean, he's the
North Turner offense.
He's the
That's the
third
one guy we missed. Yeah. But I think he's a guy that you can start him with confidence this week in week 1.
Good.
And if it backfires, I'll owe you $20. Just let me know. All right, is that all for us today on the DFS debut?
I think that's it. Week 1 DFS debu's done.
My breath smells like pizza in hell.
We'll get that added to the site so you can listen to it, and then I'll update the rankings tonight as well. Or tomorrow.
All right. This will probably come out Saturday morning or Friday night.
Let's get it Friday night.
Oh, yeah. We're trying to. It'll go out Friday night. Come on, baby. Live from Conrad's in Lee Summit, Missouri. This is the Priest Mode and the big fella. And, of course,
Prater's going to pray.
Josh Seitz, the Prater and boy. All right, guys, take it easy. We'll see you in a week. It's fantasy football. It's the Tolan Ticket.
Is it going?
Yeah.
Testing, schoolgirls.
You're going to yell like that the whole time?
Well, I don't know. I'm just thinking. I'm just thinking that we're going to have to talk normal. And
This is normal, boys.
And get a little amped up to feel what's going on right now.
All right, let's take a chance here.
In the background.
5 more seconds of this.
5 more seconds of this just to see what this
Josh,
sounds
pitch
like.
in.
I have no opinion on this.
He has no opinion.